أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وأصحابه وبارك وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النور وآله. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق والناصر الحق بالحق وهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم. صلى الله عليه وعلى آل حق قدره ومقداره العظيم. اللهم لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. اللهم رب اغفر وارحم وأنت خير الراحمين. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome back to the National Lockdown Online Study Program with Madina Institute and myself, Jameel Ismail. Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has indeed blessed us and granted us grace and mercy and an opportunity to connect with him and connect with his beloved sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. And inshallah ta'ala, before I continue, just a reminder for myself and you that we, with every action that we do, inshallah, as our teacher Sayyidi Shaykh Muhammad bin Yahya Ninowy told us and taught us, that we should have an intention and make the intention before your action or intended deed, and remind yourself throughout this deed, remind yourself of your intention. And after you have completed the intention, remind yourself again, after you have completed the deed, remind yourself again of your intention. And then leave your deed with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And inshallah ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will grant us the reward, grant us the benefit, and grant us and make it a means of closeness to Him and closeness to His beloved sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. And I hope and pray that you have benefited and have gained from the previous session that we had. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you for all of your efforts and all of your time. Inshallah ta'ala, this will be the second session that we are going to do. We will be covering the rules of recitation and as well as a few of the surahs that we can read in our salah. And inshallah ta'ala, this will be a means for us to get closer to Allah and to also read correctly, especially when we are reading our salah, as this is our sila, the connection to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this is a direct communication from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that is the intention. The ultimate goal is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and all of this is a means to get closer to Him and please Him and please His beloved sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. So inshallah, we will go in back to the text and continue from there. So there we have the text back, Madina Institute Tajweed course. I'm just going to go through the contents page of what we have covered already. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad wa sahbihi wa barik wa sallim. And also one of the other reminders that we have is that when we are learning something or reading a book or anything of that sort, or have practicing on something that someone else has taught us, make dua for them, read a Fatiha for them, and for all of our teachers, inshallah ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala elevate them and raise them and grant us opportunities with them continually so that we may learn from them and benefit from them. Jazakallah khairan. So there we've gone through the introduction. We have gone through the points of articulation, which were split into 5 categories: the oral cavity, the throat, the tongue, the lips, and the navel cavity. And then we covered the characteristics or attributes of the letters, and that is the sifat with the opposites and sifat without opposites, as well as the rules of the lam and the ra with regards to the tafkhim and tarqiq, that's the upward or downward scenarios. And then inshallah ta'ala, in this session we will begin with the rules of recitation and its letters. There we have al-ghunna, al-idgham, the rules of noon sakina and the tanween, the mushaddad, mim and noon, the rule of mim sakina, rules of idgham, and the rules of elongation or stretching, right? And there's also the miscellaneous text that we went through last week. So inshallah ta'ala, we will just do a brief recap in terms of the letters which we have done. And inshallah, we'll go through the letters and then do the fatha, dhamma, and kasra as well. So here we have the letters. Just a quick recap, inshallah. Alif, ba, ta, tha, jim, ha, kha, dal, dhal, ra, za, sin, shin, صاد, ضاد, طا, ظا, عين, غين, ثا, قاف, كاف, لام, ميم, نون, همزة, واو, and ya. So we will continue with a fatha on each one. So I won't do the repetition because we've done that in the previous video. So if you would like to do further or additional repetition, then you can look at it on the previous video. A, ba, ta, tha, ja, ha, kha, da, dha, ra, za, sa, sha, sa, ba, ta, ظا, ع, غ, ف, ق, ك, ل, م, ن, ه, و, and ya. Now with a dhamma, and remember the fatha and dhamma are both on top of the letters, above the letters. U, bu, tu, thu, ju, hu, khu, du, dhu, ru, zu, su, shu, su, du, tu, dhu, ru, ghu, fu, qu, ku, lu, mu, nu, hu, wu, you. And then with a kasra, and the kasra will be below the letter. I, bi, ti, thi, ji, hi, khi, di, the, ri, zi, si, shi, si, di, ti, dhi, I, ghi, fi, qi, ki, li, mi, ni, he, we, and ye. So alhamdulillah, those are the letters with the makharij, and inshallah keep on practicing it. Now we will continue with the Tajweed text and continue from the rules of recitation and letters. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ali Sayyidina Muhammad. So we have al-Ghunna. Ghunna is a continuous sound that is articulated from the nasal cavity, while the flow of sound is blocked by the tongue in the case of the noon and by the lips in the case of a mim. It is a sound elongated by 2 counts. So we done this when we did the nasal cavity with the 2 letters. So this would be like I explained previously, like a humming sound. So when you're humming, so the meme would be that, and the noon would be the same humming sound. It's coming from the same place, except that your tongue will be at the spot or the articulation point of the noon. Like how you say noon, you'll hum with your tongue at the articulation point of the noon. So we're just going through each rule, and then afterwards we'll do some words with them. Then we have al-idgham. The linguistic meaning is the blending of one thing into another. So there's two particles and they blend into one another, right? The technical meaning, the blending of a letter into another letter so that two letters become one letter with a shadda. The first one has a sukoon and the second one is mutaharrik. Mutaharrik being fatha, dhamma or a kasra. Then we have the noon sakina. The noon that carries a sukoon, this is either because of an original diacritical marking or as a result of stopping. So this is also like the tanweens that we seen in the beginning. So here's an explanation of tanween in further detail. Tanween means to make a noon sound. This is represented by a double fatha, a double kasra, or a double dhamma, but it is pronounced as a noon sakina. Right, so this is the sukoon on the noon. There's the sukoon on the noon, basharun, basharan, basharin, right? And then so the tanween replaces the noon sakina into a tanween. So it would be a double dhamma, in this case, basharun, a double fatha, basharan, and a double kasra, basharin, right? Therefore, the four rules of Nun Sakina apply to Tanween as well. So here we have the rules of the Nun Sakina and Tanween. Number one, we have Al-Idhar. Idhar means making something apparent or clear. So there is clarity. In the case of Nun, it means pronouncing it clearly without Ghunna, separating it distinctly from the letter following it, right? There are 6 letters that when following a noon sakina or a tanween cause them to be pronounced with idhar or clarity. They are the glottal letters. This is due to the distance between the throat and the makhraj of noon, the tip and the edge of the tongue, making it assimilation into those letters difficult, if not impossible, right? So these are the letters ha, a, gha, a, kha, and ha, right? So here we have the examples, occurs in one word. So there's the ha, tan, hi. You see, it's clear. There's no ghunna on the noon that has a sakina. Tan, tan, tan hituna, tan hituna, tan hituna. Right? There's a ha again. One har, one har. So there's no merging for the idhar, right? One har, and with the ain, an'am, an'am, an'am. Here we have it with an alif and the hamza, min. So here we're showing that it occurs in 2 words. These were single words and these are 2 separate words, right? So it's joining from the first word into the second word, right? Min ayyi, min ayyi, min ayyi. Then we have kufuwan ahadun, kufuwan ahadun, kufuwan ahadun. So there's no elongation on the noon. Then the next word we have, or next example with the 2 words, qiradatan khasi'ina. Qiradatan, there's with the kha, qiradatan khasi'ina. Qiradatan khasi'ina. So the noon is clear. That's idhar, right? Then we have al-idgham, assimilation. Idgham means merging of one letter onto another letter. Thus, if a noon sakina or a tanween occurs at the end of a word and the following word begins with one of the letters of idgham, so there we have the letters idgham, then the noon sakina or tanween is blended into the following letter, becoming one letter with a shadda, right? So the example and the word for remembering these letters is yarmaluna, yarmaluna, yarmaluna. So we have ya, waw, noon, mim, lam, and ra, right? Then idgham is split into two categories, right? It's split into two, idgham with ghunna and idgham without ghunna. So idgham with ghunna means that you're going to do the ghunna on the noon here, right? Idgham with ghunna. When the noon sakina or tanween are followed by a word that begins with the letters ya, mim, waw, or noon, the noon sakina or tanween is merged into those letters, but the quality of the ghunna remains, hence causing an incomplete idgham. It must be remembered that ghunna is always held for two counts, right? So one count would be ma, two counts will be ma, right? So it's just double of the normal sound that you'd make when you have a mutaharrik on a letter, or a fatha, dhamma, or a kasra. Like this, a is two counts, right? So here we have the noon. There's two words here. There's a noon, and then immediately after the noon with a sukun is a meme, right? So it's recited with ghunna. So it wouldn't be an millati. It wouldn't be an millati. It becomes, the merging happens here. So it will become am millati, am millati, am millati, right? Then the second example on the meme, ma'im mahin, ma'im mahin, ma'im mahin, right? The noon on a noon. So the tashdid, the letter that comes after the noon, or the noon with the noon sakina or tanween, has a tashdid on it, right? An nafsin, an nafsin. So you don't separate them. It merges together as one shadda, right? So it's not an nafsin. It will be joined if you're continuing. An nafsin, an. And the next example, يومئذ ناعمة, right? So see the tanween, we're not saying يومئذ ناعمة, right? So we'll read the tanween with it, right? Instead of stopping. يومئذ ناعمة, يومئذ ناعمة, right? So both examples there. So you see that it merges to the next letter, right? Here we have with a wow. So it's a merge. So it wouldn't be read as min walin. It will be merged. The noon will merge into the wow. Miwalin, miwalin, miwalin. The next word, lagwan wala, lagwan wala, lagwan wala. So the merge is there, right? On the ya, من يرغب, من يرغب, من يرغب. So you can hear the idgham, right? The merging. And the ghunna. من يرغب, من يرغب. The ya again, the second example. آية يعرض, آية يعرض, آية يعرض, right? Then idgham without ghunna, we have the ra and the lam. So the examples for the ra and lam mir. So it's joined, it's still merging, except that there is no ghunna, right? So if we read this, the explanation for it, if noon sakina or tanween are followed by a word that starts with the letter lam or ra, then the noon sakina or tanween will be completely cancelled, and the letter that follows it will be pronounced with a shadda without ghunna. Hence, this is called complete idgham, as the quality of ghunna is gone as well as the noon. So the completeness and the incompleteness is dependent on the existence of the noon and the existence of the tanween, right? So here we're saying that now the tanween and noon are completely cancelled. So it's not even merged into, it's completely cancelled, right? So it merges in such a way that the noon is non-existent, right? So if we were to separate it, so this is without idgham, right? If we were to separate it, we read min rizqi, right? But now we have idgham, so it will become mir rizqi. So you see there's no ghunna, because then otherwise if you try and attempt doing the ghunna, it, it would be almost the articulation of the ra will become doubled, right? Mir, so mat mir, see then the ra is not recited correctly, so it will become mir rizqi, ra'ufur rahim, ra'ufur rahim, ra'ufur rahim. Then the lam, min ladunka, min ladunka, min ladunka. مصدقا لما مصدقا لما مصدقا لما. Right, then there's a note here. Idgham doesn't occur if the letters occur in the same word, right? So here you see that there's two separate words. In all of the examples, there's two separate words. When there is the letters yarmalun in one word, then there would be no idgham, right? So it means the noon is recited as is and it doesn't merge into the letter that comes after it. So for the examples that are here, dunya, bunyana, qinwanu, sinwana, right? So you see the noon is recited as is, right? Then we have al-qalb or iqlab. Right, this is linguistically to turn or flip something around, right? To turn or flip something around. Technically, it would mean the change of the noon sakina or tanween when it's followed by the letter ba into a meme. So when the noon is there and the letter immediately after it that has the noon has a sakina or it is tanween, if the letter after it is a ba, it would become a meme. So now it's transforming from the ba to a meme. The meme that results from the meeting of a nun sakina or tanween with a ba has a ghunna of ikhfa, right? So ikhfa is a bit down. Oh, yes, it's the next topic, right? So ikhfa is down, but we'll do it now. The meme will be recited with ghunna, right? So as you can see here, in most of the Quranic texts also, you'll see that they put a small meme. They'll put a small meme indicating that this is now iqlab, right? Or al-qalb. So you can see that small meme is here. Here's the words noon, fa, sin, alif, ba. And this one, the noon and the ba, right? And then there's the small noon, the small meme that's there, indicating that this becomes iqlab, right? So it's not recited as min ba'di, min ba'di. So it would become iqlab with ghunna and ikhfa, right? So once we're done with ikhfa, I'll just come back up here to show the example with understanding the ikhfa, right? So it's recited as min ba'di, min ba'di. So you can hear the ghunna. Nafasan bighayr, nafasan bighayr. sorry, the sfa has a sukun. Nafsan bighayr, nafsan bighayr, nafsan bighayr. Right? Al-ikhfa, linguistically, it would mean the concealment or hiding. Something that's being covered also. Concealment or something that is hiding. Right? So something is covering it up, that would be al-ikhfa. And idhar, that it was there, it was clear. Right? So everything is apparent or visible. So it's clear. Al-ikhfa, something is covering it or it's being concealed. Right? It's hiding from something. Technically, if the noon sakina or tanween are followed by the letters of ikhfa, then the noon sakina or tanween are articulated in such a way that the sound is in between idhar and idgham. It does not develop a shadda, but it does produce a ghunna, right? So let's just read that part again. It does not develop a shadda, so it's not a double letter, but it does produce a ghunna. So it's between idhar and idgham, right? The method of performing ikhfa, when an ikhfa occurs, the makhraj of the noon and tanween is ignored. And instead, the noon is pronounced near the makhraj of the letter of ikhfa. Therefore, the reader should make his or her tongue distant from the makhraj of the noon and close to the makhraj of the letter of ikhfa. The technique for pronouncing ikhfa takes practice to perfect. As I mentioned previously, all of these require a lot of practice and a lot of repetition. So inshallah, even though the course of the lockdown may be completed, the videos are still available, and also you obviously need to be carrying on. It's not a once off, right? Especially with Ramadan coming along, inshallah. Right? So it takes time to practice. You have to practice it a lot to perfect it. One should hide the noon sakina by moving the tongue close to the articulation point of the next letter, one of the letters of ikhfa. We then hold the sound accompanying it by a ghunna, right? The example here, we don't let, I just want to, the example that's here, insana, we don't let the tongue touch the articulation point of the noon, but we put our tongue in a position close to, but not touching the makhraj of a sin, and we hold the sound with a ghunna, right? So if you see the noon here, so I'm already moving to the sin as I'm reciting the noon, right? So you see that the noon is being covered now. It's being concealed by the sin. So we're not saying insana like idhar. We're saying insana, insana, insana. So you'll feel that the noon, your tongue is slightly below the point of where your noon is, or rather it would be closer to the letter that follows it, right? So the sin is below by the teeth, right? The whistling letters. Insana, right? So it's, we put our tongue in a position close to but not touching the makhraj of sin. So we're moving towards that, and we hold the sound with a ghunna, then we move onto the sin, right? Ins, there we go. So it's not is. If we were to go directly to the point of the makhraj of the sin, then the noon would be completely gone. So it's not even covered, it's gone. Is, then it would just be is. And you'd note that you're unable to hold idgham. You are unable to make ghunna on s. You can't say, you can't make the humming sound on a sin. So there it comes on the noon. So at the point between the noon and the sin, we make the sound of ghunna, right? Insana. Right? So here's the examples, and here are the letters as well. So we say amantu, amantu. So we're moving closer to the ta. Amantu. The tha. Manthura. Manthuran. Manthuran. If we complete the word, right? The jim. Anjahu. Anjahu. أنجاه. So you can feel as you're doing the examples, you should feel that you're moving away from the noon and you're moving closer to the letter that comes after it. If you don't feel that, then the gunna sound won't be correct, right? So as you're practicing, take notice. So as you're practicing, consciously make note of where your tongue is. Make note of where the articulation point is, right? So then the more conscious you are actually of doing the examples, then the easier and faster it will become, right? The faster it will become perfect, right? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So we say the dal, sundusin, sundusin, sundusin. The ذال تنذرهم تنذرهم تنذرهم. The zal أنزل So you see the gunna sound also. The gunna sound so you see that at the point where I'm reciting the noon, I'm going to the articulation point of the noon and stopping, right? So it's below the articulation point of the noon, and then I'm merging or following into the za, right? So the noon is being hidden. Un, So you already see the muscles that I used for the articulation of the za. We are already moving towards it. So the same will apply for all of the letters, right? Unzila, there's the sa or the sin. فأنساه فأنساه فأنساه. The sheen. تنشزها تنشزها تنشزها. The second set of examples. صالحة ترضاه صالحة ترضاه صالحة ترضاه أنت. See? Then the th. يومئذ ثمانية يومئذ ثمانية يومئذ ثمانية. The jim. خلقا جديدا خلقا جديدا خلقا جديدا. The dal. كأسا دهاقا كأسا دهاقا كأسا دهاقا. ظل ذي ظل ذي ظل ذي. So this is a nice example also to practice on the articulation of the va and the tha, right? The dal. So on this here, repeat it a few times, a little bit extra than the other examples, so that you can practice the va and the dal, right? ظل ذي ظل ذي. So that you can differentiate and notice the difference between the two, right? The za. غلاما زكيا غلاما زكيا غلاما زكيا. The sin. بشرا سويا بشرا سويا بشرا سويا. The shin. رسولا شهيدا رسولا شهيدا رسولا شهيدا. Then we have the صاد. منصورا منصور منصورا. The second example. عملا صالحا عملا صالحا عملا صالحا. Right? So notice and just keep on practicing it, and also remember to move towards the articulation of the second letter, or the letter that's after the noon or tanween. منضود منضود منضود. So this also is a good example. There's the va and the dal. There is the bod and the dal. منضود. So you must be able to notice and differentiate between the two. So repeat this one as well a lot, so that your articulation point can get stronger. Right? Here's with the tanween. مكانا ضيقا مكانا ضيقا مكانا ضيقا. The طا المقنطرة المقنطرة المقنطرة. Then we have المقنطرة, right? Then with the tanween, قوما طاغين قوما طاغين قوما طاغين. The va, ينظرون ينظرون ينظرون. Then the with the tanween, ظلا ظليلا ظلا ظليلا ظلا ظليلا. The fa, أنفقتم أنفقتم. So you see what the fa, it's more clearer where the articulation point is. So you're away from the noon, right? And then you're going towards the fa. And we're holding the sound with the gunna, right? So you'll see my lips. So you're already going towards the sound, the makhraj of the fa. أنفقتم أنفقتم. With the tanween, يتيما فآوى يتيما فآوى يتيما فآوى. The qaf, ينقلب ينقلب ينقلب. The qaf, رزقا قالوا رزقا قالوا رزقا قالوا. The kaf, أنكالا أنكالا أنكالا. with the tanween, ملك كريم ملك كريم ملك كريم. Right? The mushaddad, sorry. The mushaddad meme and noon, a gunna is necessary for the meme and noon that carry a shadda. Right? So there were a few words that were above that had the tashdid on the meme or the noon. But here's the explanation in a bit more detail. The gunna is necessary for the meme and noon that carries a shadda, right? The tashdid rules. So there's the shadda. So the tashdid rules are basically the doubling of the letter, and when it is on the meme and the noon, we make the gunna sound, right? So that sign is also, if I just zoom in, the sign there is also above the letter, like the fatha and the dhamma and the sukoon, right? Amma amma amma. الجنة الجنة الجنة. So it is not necessary for other letters that have a shadda in the Noble Quran, right? So the gunna only applies to the meme and noon when it has a shadda. Any other letter that has a shadda does not require the gunna sound, right? The rules of the meme sakina. So this is the meme with a sukoon, right? So just a reminder also, the sukun there, some texts it would be like a circle, and some texts it would be like a C or a inverted C. The meme is among the letters whose makhraj is between the lips. Therefore, when referring to the rules applying to the meme sakina, the word shafiyun labial is used to distinguish the rules from the nun sakina, right? Shafiyun will be used. Idgham shafawi, right? If the meme sakina, this is the number one rule. If the meme sakina is followed by another meme, the first meme is blended into the second meme and they merge into one letter that carries a shadda. Right? The ghunna must be observed for 2 counts while the lips remain closed. So there's the word, right? Lahum ma. But now with the rule of the meme sakina, it will merge, the 2 memes will merge into one, and that would be a shadda on the meme, right? So that's exactly how the shadda works, right? So it's a letter with a sukun and then a letter with a mutaharrik, fatha, dhamma, or a kasra, right? So that's the shadda. Lahum ma, lahum ma, lahum ma. So you see, you're creating the ghunna sound, the humming sound. Lahum ma, right? So if you were to stop on the word, right, then you wouldn't do the ghunna. So you can stop lahum and continue ma, lahum ma, right? There's examples. It would be better to do it with these ones. جاءكم موسى جاءكم موسى جاءكم موسى. So if you were to stop, right, just as the examples that are here in front of us, جاءكم موسى. So then there wouldn't be a tanween, tashdid on the letter of the meme, right? This example is the same as that one, so I won't be repeating it. وَلَهُمْ وَلَهُمْ right? So that's the same, just with the waw in front of it. Then we have ikhfa al-shafawi, right? So that's of the lips. If a letter ba occurs after a meme sakina, the meme is hidden by a ghunna. Idgham means merging of one letter into another. So the nun sakina has idgham, it has ikhfa, it has idhar. So these are just the versions for the nun. So we're adding the shafawi, right? So here are the examples. يعتصم بالله يعتصم بالله يعتصم بالله وكلبهم باسط وكلبهم. So you see the hunna. So it's the same applies, that you're going towards the ba, right? وَكَلْبُهُمْ بَاسِطٌ. So if we were to stop, right, just to explain the meme, how it would be read, وَكَلْبُهُمْ. So there you're completing the articulation point of the meme. Now with the ikhfa shafawi, we're not reciting the meme in full, it's merging into the next, right? وَكَلْبُهُمْ بَاسِطٌ. إظهار الشفوي. If a meme sakina is followed by any letter other than the ba or meme, so that's covered in the rules 1 and 2, right? If the meme sakina is followed by any letter other than the ba or the meme, it is pronounced with idhar, that is clearly or with clarity, distinctly, without any ghunna, right? So this would mean all of the other letters except the ba and the meme, there will be ghunna, right? And these letters other than the ba and the meme will be recited without ghunna, right? The special emphasis is given to idhar when the letter fa or waw follow the meme sakina, since they both merge close to the makhraj of meme and must be distinguished clearly from ba, which causes ikhfa, right? Alam aqul, alam aqul. Alam aqul. So there's no merging, right? No ghunna and no merge. It's read clearly, the alif. And the meme is read clearly. So it doesn't merge into, nor is it hidden. Alam aqul bihamdi rabbik. Bihamdi rabbik. Bihamdi rabbik. Right? Then we have the rules of idgham. Idgham. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وآل محمد. إدغام المتماثلين, right, is the idgham of identical letters. This occurs when two letters that are the same in the same makhraj and sifa come together. So the makhraj and the sifa is the same. So the point of articulation as well as the characteristic of the letter come together, of the two letters. The first letter carries a sukoon with a fatha dhamma. The sukoon or is the letter is sakin, afwan, and the second carries a vowel, the mutaharrik. So this is the fatha dhamma and kasra. So the first letter is sukoon, the second is mutaharrik. The first is a blended, assimilated into the second, whether in one word or two. So whether it's in the same word, in this case, or if it's two separate words, the same rule applies, right? So the first one has a sukoon, so that lam, the sukoon is missing here, but there's a sukoon on it, right? And here as well, the sukoon. So we're showing that it blends into. So there's a tashdid there. هل لكم هل لكم هل لكم يدرككم يدرككم يدرككم. So you won't say هل لكم. If you were continuing, you won't say هل لكم, right? And here in this case, يدرككم. So it merges into the second. يدرككم, right? Idgham al-mutajanisain occurs when two letters of similar makhraj but they have different sifa come together. The first letter carries a sukoon and the second carries a vowel which is mutaharrik. The first is blended, assimilated into the second carrying a shadda. Right? So in the Quran, the following come under this category. Majority of the examples also are in the Quran. So as you are reading, you will maybe notice the examples that we have done further above. Right? So the ba is merged into the meme. The meme. Yubay ya bunayya. There's a sign on top of the ya that's not there. Ya bunayya yarkam. So you see, so you don't say yarkab ma'ana. It joins, it merges into the meme. يا بني اركب معنا يا بني اركب معنا. So it merges into the meme. So the ba, you don't hear the ba at all, right? The tha merges into the tha. يلهث ذلك يلهث ذلك يلهث. So you wouldn't recite يلهث ذلك, it merges. يلهث ذلك. The dhal is merged into the dha. إذ ظلمتم. So not إذ ظلمتم. إذ ظلمتم merges. إذ ظلموا. إذ ظلموا. إذ ظلموا. Right? So if we separate it, then you'd see that the articulation of the dha goes. إذ ظلموا. So the dhal merges into the dha, making it إذ ظلموا. The ta is merged into the ta. بسطت. بسطت. So it wouldn't be بسطت. بسطت. أحدت. 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 فرطتم. 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 So not فرطتم. فرطتم. Anyway, also is a qalqala. So if you were to read it without merging it, it would sound farratatum. So you can hear that there's a repetition, right? And as mentioned, the tajweed rules are there to make something natural, to make it flow. So when you go against the rule, it sounds off and it's difficult to do. So the rules of Tajweed help you to recite naturally, and it's a natural way for the physical, biological way of using your articulation points. Applying the rules make it easier to recite, inshallah ta'ala. Right? The ta is merged into the to or the dal, right? So the ta can be merged into both the to or the dal, depending on obviously which word it is, right? Ujibat da'watukum, ujibat da'watukum, ujibat da'watukum. And then there we're going to have it with farrattum. Afwan, on this one. فآمنت طائفة فآمنت طائفة فآمنت طائفة. So see, these two, the ta and ta, can be done inversely as well. The ta into a ta, right? فآمنت طائفة, and then the dal finally into the ta. قد تبين, قد تبين, قد تبين. The dal is also a letter of qalqala. So if you weren't applying it, you'd recite قد تبين, right? So it's not natural. قد تبين. أردتم, أردتم, أردتم. كدت, كدت, كدت. مهدت, مهدت, مهدت. In the case of the dha, it has the sifa of qalqala and itbaq. So the dha has the sifa of qalqala. Okay, that there might be a mistake in there, right? So there's no qalqala on the dha. With idgham, the sifa of qalqala is eliminated by the sifa of itbaq, as the ta is much stronger than the ta. In this case, it is considered an incomplete idgham, right? So that's a side note that is just there, inshallah ta'ala, for additional information. The idgham al-mutaqaribain occurs when two letters of close proximity is in makhraj or sifa come together. So it's not the same makhraj, it's not the exact same sifa, but it's close proximity to one another, right? This happens in two cases: the lam into the ra, qur rabbi, qur rabbi, qur rabbi. فَرَّفَعُ اللَّهُ إِلَيْهِ, فَرَّفَعُ اللَّهُ إِلَيْهِ, فَرَّفَعُ اللَّهُ إِلَيْهِ, فَرَّفَعَهُ اللَّهُ إِلَيْهِ, فَرَّفَعَهُ اللَّهُ إِلَيْهِ. So you see the lam in the ra, the lam in the ra, right? Then the qaf into the kaf. This can be read in two ways. أَلَمْ نَخْلُقْكُمْ. See, the qaf is blended into the kaf completely. This is a complete idgham and is preferred. Alam nakhluqkum, alam nakhluqkum. So you're not saying the qaf. Alam nakhluqkum. The qaf is pronounced with isti'la, but the sifa of qalqala is eliminated, and this is an incomplete idgham, right? Alam nakhluqkum. So you can go to the articulation point. Alam nakhluqkum, but you're not making qaf qalqala because it has a sukoon. So you're not reciting alam nakhluqukum, alam nakhluqukum. You're reciting it still with the idgham into the qaf into the kaf. So this is an incomplete one. Alam nakhluqkum, alam nakhluqkum, alam nakhluqkum. Or the first example here, which says is preferred, alam nakhluqkum. So you're completely doing a complete idgham, right? The merge into the kaf. Then we have the rules of elongation. The technical meaning of ahkamul mad is lengthening of the sound of the vowels. Lengthening the sound of the vowels. So the vowels, as we did, wa alif, wa fatha, dhamma, and kasra, right? the alif sakina preceded by a fatha, so this is when the mad applies. If the alif has a letter which is preceded by a fatha, in this case the ha, right, then we're going to have an elongation. Ha. So it's no longer, if the fatha weren't there, it would be ha. So now we're adding the alif, ha, ha. So you see there's a lengthening of the sound of the vowel. Ha. So no longer ha, it goes to ha. If the waw is preceded by a dhamma, nu, nu. So no longer nu, nu, nu. And if the ya is preceded by a kasra, the ya sakina, then it would be hi, hi, hi. So no longer hi, hi. That would be just the kasra, right? So these elongations are there. Then the further elongation, we have an original stretch, al-maddul asli, and we have the derived stretch, al-maddul far'i, right? Al-maddul asli, the original stretch, also called al-maddul tabi'i, right? It is called the original mad because all other mudud, so mudud is the plural of mad, are derived from it. It is called the natural mad because it is natural and smooth to read. It is always 2 counts. This is due to the mad letters having no external reason to extend them beyond this length. 3 other mudud come in the category of al-maddul asli. That would be the substitute mad, al-maddul badali, the replacement mad, al-maddul iwadi, and the minor connecting mad, al-maddul silatir sughra, right? So that's the sughra minor, right? Sila is connection. I'm just reminded sila, so that's where the word of salah is derived from. It is from sila, so it is to connect, right? So inshallah ta'ala, as we continue to the surahs, we will inshallah do some examples or explanations inshallah how to connect more during our salah bi'idhnillah ta'ala. So the maddul badali, this mad follows the same principle as the original mad, the difference being that the mad letter is a substitute for what was originally a hamza. So there's the hamza. So utiya is now merged into the substitute, would become utiya. Then iman, as we know, imanun was i'manun. So the other imams of Quran recite the mad, the hamza as original, i'manun or mu'minun. That's the word coming from iman, mu'minun. So in this case, in the Imam Haf's case, we recite it with the elongation, the mad, right? Imanun. A'mana, belief. A'mana, amana, right? Then we have the replacement mad, al-maddul iwadi. This refers to the alif which replaces the tanween of fatha when one stops on it. It is held for 2 counts like mad asli, right? So ma'an, ma. So this alif then is extended for 2 counts. Ma when you're stopping. Hudan, huda, if you're stopping, right? When one stops on it. Furutan, furuta, right? Then we have as-silati sughra. The sila means connection, right? It refers here to the 3rd person masculine singular pronoun of ha, who, or he, right? Which is attached to the end of a word, giving the meaning of him or his, right? Mad sila occurs when the pronoun lies between two letters that are mutaharrik. The mad sila can be sughra or kubra. Only mad sila sughra is discussed here in the category of mad asli. Mad sila sughra occurs when a letter other than hamza occurs after the pronoun who or he. Right? The who or he is stretched for two counts like mad asli. قال له قال له قال له صاحبه صاحبه صاحبه. Right? Then the derived stretch. This mad is caused by something external, either a hamza or a sukun. It can be 2, 4, 5 or 6 counts. 6 mudud, so the plural of mad again, come in the category of mad far'i. Maddul far'i, caused by a hamza, right? These three are caused by a hamza, and these three are caused by a sukun, right? So it's split. The connected and necessary mad, the separated and permissible mad, the major connecting mad is caused by a hamza. We're going to do the examples below. And then the mad influenced by a temporary sukun, and the mad of ease, as well as the obligatory mad. So the connected and necessary mad, المد الواجب المتصل, is this stretch occurs when a letter of a mad is followed by a hamza in the same word. It is stretched for 4 or 5 counts according to the reading of Imam Hafs, right? So as mentioned earlier, the entire text is according to Imam al-Hafs, right? It is called wajib, necessary, because of the agreement of the scholars on the necessity of elongation. It is called muttasil because the mad letter and hamza are found in the same word. غثاء غثاء. So it can be 4 or 5 counts, this one. So it's a bit longer. غثاء. So a a a right? That's how you determine the count. So it's double of the first, or triple, quadruple, and the fifth, right? غثاء شاء أولياء 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 عطاء عطاء عطاء. Right? Then the separate and permissible mad. This stretch occurs when a letter of the mad is the last. There's a double is there. Is the last letter of a word and is followed by a word starting with a hamza. It is stretched for 4 or 5 counts, the same there according to Imam al-Hafs. It is called jaiz, permissible, because of the possibility of shortening or lengthening, and it is called munfasil because the mad, or separate, because the mad letter and hamza are found in separate words. Bima unzila, bima. So you can read it as bima unzila because it's in a separate word. قوا أنفسكم قوا أنفسكم قوا أنفسكم قوا أنفسكم. Right, the major connecting mad, mad sila kubra, occurs when the pronoun who or he lies between the two letters that are mutaharrik, with the second being a hamza, right? The who or he is stretched for 4 or 5 counts. له أبا له أبا له أبا أمره إذا أمره إذا أمره إذا. The mad influenced by a temporary sukun. The cause of this mad is a sukun which is produced by stopping on a given word and the omission of its final short vowel. This mad occurs when a mad letter immediately precedes such a stop. It is called so because the reader is exposing the mad letter to sukun by pausing on that word. Right? It can be stretched for 2, 4, or 6 counts, but as in any optional mad, one must adhere consistently to the length chosen during the reading. It is preferred to extend to 4 or 6 counts. يوم الدين رب العالمين. Right? So there's the temporary sukun. So if you were continue, then you wouldn't recite it with the stretch of 4 or 6, right? But because you're stopping, it's produced by stopping on a given word, then the extension will be there, right? There's a note here. A mad caused by a hamza which is stretched for 4 or 5 counts can also be exposed to sukun if the last letter of the word is a hamza and you stop on the vowel. You can now stretch for 4, 5, or 6 counts. Asma, right? Because we're stopping on the hamza. Asma, right? Maddul lin. This mad is also caused by a stop or temporary sukun. It occurs when the letter preceding the stop is a letter of lin, of ease. It is extended for 2, 4, or 6 counts. قريش قريش والصيف 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 البيت البيت البيت. So this would be a temporary stop. من خوف من خوف من خوف. Right? Then the sixth obligatory mad. This mad occurs when an original sukun or a letter with shadda follows a mad letter. Remember, the shadda is originally two of the same letters that have come together. The first is sakin and the second is mutaharrik. This mad is stretched for 6 counts, right? Unanimously agreed amongst the scholars, right? The obligatory mad. So there's a heavy, muthaqqal, and a light, mukhaffaf, right? When a shadda follows a mad letter, so these are the two examples. Al-haqqa, right? When a shadda follows a letter of, follows a mad letter, right? So the mad there is the alif next to the ha, right? Al-haqqa. قال أتحاجوني. Right? So remember that the shadda still needs to be recited. So you when you're completing the mad, you continue on to the letter, but you hold the shadda there. Al-haqqa, right? So that you can hear that it is a shadda. Otherwise, it would sound al-haqqa. Then it would be as recited as if there's only a mutaharrik and not a shadda, right? Then we have the light one. When an original sukun follows a mad letter, al-ana, al-ana. This is the only word in the Quran representing this mad. It occurs twice in Surah Yunus. So there's the mad there. Afwan, I was looking at the mad on this alif. So it's al-ana, al-ana, al-ana. Right? So you see that this is the only word. So you wouldn't find it anywhere else. So this version is lighter than these two examples over here, right? So the tashdid makes it heavy. This mad occurs, so here we have obligatory mad. This is split down as well. This mad occurs in the muqatta'at letters, right? Huruful muqatta'at. They are the letters that appear at the beginning of 29 surahs of the Noble Quran. So there's a mad on here. Half the alphabet, 14 letters appear in the letters of muqatta'at, right? There's a alif, ha, ra, sin, sad, ta, ain, qaf, kaf, lam, noon, ha, and ya. So we'll do the examples here, and when you get to the surahs, you'll also be able to identify it's the beginning of each of the 29 surahs, right? From the muqatta'at letters, 8 of them are spelt with 3 letters, of which the middle letters are either a mad or lean, right? So the middle letter is either a mad or lean. So that's from Yasin. Yasin. So you're pulling over there. Noon. Ain. So the pull is over in the middle, right? They are collected in the following acronym. نقص عسلكم. نقص عسلكم. Right? Then we have the heavy. So here's examples of them as well. There's heavy, مثقل, when a shadda. So just remember that whenever there's a shadda, this increases the heaviness, right? If there's no shadda, then it becomes light, right? When a shadda follows the mad, alif, lam, mim. Alif, lam, mim. Then the light, صاد, صاد. So you can feel alif, lam, mim, al-haqqa, right? So that's the heaviness. You can feel the difference between the two. Here a note, a special case, the ain, which contains a letter of lean in its spelling, can be stretched for 4 or 6 counts, right? From the muqatta'at letters, the 14 letters, 5 are spelled with 2 letters. They are collected in the following acronym, hayyun tahura. Hayyun tahura. These are stretched for 2 counts as their spelling include a mad asli. The last of the 4 muqatta'at letters is alif. There is no mad applied on it. Rather, it is read as alif. So you won't say alif, lam, mim. Alif is read as alif, right? And then there are some exercises that you can complete here as well. So if you do get a chance to print this out, then you can basically just have a summary of the muqatta'at letters. So it's separated, the 3 surahs, there are 3 surahs that open with 1 letter, right? So that's why we're not giving all of the examples above. You can do some research there. There's 10 surahs which open with 2 letters, and there's 13 surahs which open with 3 letters. 2 surahs open with 4 letters, and only 1 surah opens with 5 letters. So remember that this is the muqatta'at letters, right? So these are the 29 surahs. So it's not Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alhamdu. So not the individual letters, but rather like we found in the one example, Surah Baqarah, Alif, Lam, Mim. The rest of them, inshallah ta'ala, you can do as a mini exercise. Right, then Alhamdulillah, that brings us to the end of the rules of recitation. We'll just go through the miscellaneous texts. So this you can do as practice for yourself as well. So at-ta'awudh, right, is a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Okay, this isn't in the Quran text, so we can do it here. So there's the alif, ain, waw, the, a'udhu, a'udhu. So remember, we mentioned also that the tajweed, in the first session, we did the points of articulation. So the purpose of the points of articulation is to differentiate between each letter. So you're able to identify which letter it is. And further and more than that, it means that when you're reciting with tajweed, if you were to translate into English, or if you are Arabic speaking, you would mean or recite what was recited by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which in turn was or is the kalam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? So that's the main point. So this is a good point now to reflect on what we have completed and take ourselves into account and practice and see, are we reciting as we are supposed to recite, the way it was revealed to Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam from Jibreel, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? And then obviously down all the way to us. So tajweed is very important, inshallah ta'ala. You will be able to recite correctly, and you will be able to teach your family or children, whoever it may be, inshallah ta'ala, to recite. Because further and beyond the madrasas that we send our kids to, we also have to sit with them and learn with them and teach them and test them to see if they know their work. So inshallah, this exercise will also bring us to come closer to one another as a family, as friends, as grandparents as well, inshallah ta'ala. So alhamdulillah, these are the miscellaneous texts. So we are going to do some Quran as well. So I'm just going to do some of the things that aren't in the Quranic text that I have, right? So ta'awudh, a'udhu billah. So we'll do word by word and then join it together. A'udhu, a'udhu, a'udhu. So you see, it's not a'udhu, it's not a'udhu, a'udhu. So the alif and the ain are clearly differentiated. So they're clearly differentiated there. So we don't say a'udhu, 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 billahi, billahi, billahi. So there's the lam of the rule of lam. If there's a kasra, it becomes la. Billahi, not billahi, billahi, mina, 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 الشيطان 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 الرجيم 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 أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. The basmala we will do as well in the text. There's Surah Fatiha, Surah Ikhlas, Surah Falaq, Surah Nas. And then we have in the Appendix 1 and Appendix 2, we have a summary of the rules that we have done, right? The sifat. Sifat with opposites. So we won't go through them. I'll just run through them on the screen so you can see them. But inshallah ta'ala, you have the text, so it would be easy for you to refer back to. So it's just a summary for you to go to see which are the sifat, the characteristics with opposites, and which are the ones without opposites, right? So these are the sifat without opposites. So I'll just go through them quickly, inshallah ta'ala, and you can refer to them in your leisure. And then we have Appendix 3, which was the makharij, right? So this will enable you, you can go back to this to practice the makharij, inshallah ta'ala. So with that, alhamdulillah, I congratulate you and thank you as well for taking this journey with us and enabling us to facilitate and being a part of the family of Madina Institute, inshallah ta'ala, from our beloved founder and Sayyidi Shaykh Muhammad bin Yahya Ninowy. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make this a means of barakah and khair to everyone who is involved, to be a means of blessings and reward to everyone involved and all of their teachers above them, inshallah ta'ala, and make Medina a family that continues till Yawm al-Qiyamah, inshallah ta'ala. And as Sayyidi Shaykh mentioned, just going on a side note here, that the point of Medina is to touch the ummah of Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So if you had not seen already, but I'm sure most people have, Medina is a global institute. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through the efforts of everyone that is involved, and may He bless everyone involved and make it a means to continue this wonderful project and continue this wonderful institute, inshallah ta'ala. And we will continue, inshallah, on the second part with some of the surahs which we can recite in the Quran. Jazakallah khairan.